Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to a fantastic episode in which we're gonna take the first glimpse at Mr. Storm Shadow, courtesy to Mr. Nas, and a huge shout out of course goes out to him. Thank you very much, buddy, for sharing this information with us. And even though we actually don't have any numbers mentioned in here, we can definitely understand the design of this hero, and we can take a couple of very important conclusions when it comes down to his design. So first of all, we have to mention that this hero, yes, is a hero with the indestructible buff, and it's absolutely super valuable because of Shinji and Striker not being able to be obtained anymore by younger players. And also at the same time, we see that River Game has decided to limit this hero to the Air Force, which is kind of a bit sad not seeing him as an universal hero. But there, on the other hand, if we have a look at the level 5 exclusive skill of Mr. Storm Shadow, which by the way is gonna be on rank 1 on your priority list when it comes down to level 5 exclusive skills, this will gonna add an extra round of indestructible, and on top it's gonna add an ignition effect. Which means, in other words, this definitely gonna improve the value of Asuka, it's definitely gonna improve the value of Mr. Abad, because these two heroes are detonating these ignitions and they are performing absolutely fantastic. Another thing which this hero will have is this vitality effect, and we know this from Cranston, from Mr. Duke, and we also know this from Mr. Kai, and I honestly do not understand why they have added this on top, because he has an active skill, he has the indestructible buff, and he also has an ignition effect. And honestly, I think it would have been far better if this hero design would have focused on these three aspects. And because the developers add this vitality effect on top, in other words, he should also pair pretty well with Cranston and Kai. And of course, we don't know exactly the value of the ignition there, but it would be far more interesting to see how this hero performs together with Asuka or together with Abad, which takes full advantage of this ignition. And also a quick side note here, I'm super happy to see that the developers did not again come with this very strange idea that this hero's active skill should only hit the back rows. So from my perspective, this is a positive aspect. Another very important thing which I would like to mention in here is exactly what you're seeing there downstairs. The indestructible buff of this hero will be increased by the DF stats of heroes, while the active skill damage, because he has one, it will be increased by the war stats. Now, let's put quickly on the screen all the relevant indestructible heroes which we have in TOPWAR right now. So we see Layla, Shinji, Striker, and Mr. Duke, and only one of them, which is Mr. Striker, has actually this design, which means, in other words, the hero DEF increases the indestructible buff value, while the war stat is increasing the active skill damage. In other words, yeah, this is one more thing which we definitely have to wait till we see the end version of the Storm Shadow in order to see how his war and DEF stats actually look like. So anyways, beautiful people, this is pretty much everything regarding Mr. Storm Shadow. Definitely a very, very interesting hero. Definitely it's going to be a pleasure for me to evaluate this hero. And let me put something else interesting for you on the screen. This is the recapitulation of the last month of this YouTube channel, because you see here I have uploaded 44 videos within a month, which brings us to approximately 1.5 video per day, or in other words, one could say one fantastic Timmy video a day keeps the greedy River Game away. But joke to side, my intention is here first of all to help players as best as possible, while my videos are always addressed to the developers, as the goal is to improve this game through my feedback and through my criticism. So beautiful people, yes, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to see me in the next very, very interesting episode, and again a huge shout out goes again to Mr. Nas. Ciao guys!